Welcome to the National Chumps podcast. I'm your boy Bird.
I'm Rev! And I'm done.
Yeehaw.
Your account is no longer eligible for live? Oh, we gotta have 1,000 followers.
Well, I guess we are not going live on Instagram today. All right, everybody, welcome
So
back
sad.
to National Chumps, Season 2, Episode 2. Today, we're going to recap Week 0. We're going to take a look at the college football playoff and make our predictions. And then we might preview Week 1, but we won't give you those picks until Wednesday.
So on a big note, follow us on Instagram so we can start going live.
Yeah, that'd be helpful.
That
Apparently
would be
you
sick.
need 1,000 followers to go live.
Shut up and eat your egg salad.
Oh, fuck you. It's not time for egg salad yet.
Gotta pick them right.
And look, every week's going to have a loser. Did not expect Kansas State to lose their best offensive weapon on the first fucking punt of the game.
It didn't
It's
matter.
all right. I still picked Sam Houston State to win. Sorry for being contrarian and trying to make the show fun. But yes, that is correct. I did get last in the picks this week. And now I got to eat this egg salad bagel that has been sitting out for
First bite.
maybe an hour. Because we actually did an interview with former Adams State tight end Ian Friday, and you'll get to listen to that today too. And so here goes nothing, egg salad. Here
Down
we go.
the hatch.
If you have a weak stomach, mute it real quick. How's it taste?
There's potato in it, so it shouldn't be too bad.
All right. This is a reminder that on the podcast, if you're going to follow somebody's picks, trust your gut. Trust your gut. Because if you don't trust your gut, it's going to come back up on you.
Might not be the only thing coming back up right now. Oh, yikes.
Oh. All right,
Yikes.
Bird. Between you and I, Bird, I was 3-0 this weekend. I don't know about you. But I hit Iowa State money line, Iowa State plus 3.5, and the teaser also hit. So if you followed, you're welcome.
Shout out to Dungham starting off on fire. My bets were not as hot. I did win the Hawaii minus 2.5, which was a good one for us. They won by 3 off the last field goal, last 3 seconds of the game.
Shout out to that kid for learning how to kick on YouTube.
Oh yeah, love that. Good for him.
Yeah, did you see that story yet?
I did not.
Oh man, that's a good one.
Love that. And then I had a little parlay going. Kansas State and Sam Houston State ruined that for me though.
Parlays, bro. Parlays.
Yeah, I don't know why I like to do them, but I do.
Because when you win, it's awesome.
It is.
There is no better feeling in the world outside of marrying my wife than hitting a goddamn parlay for a win. It is the best, man. It's the best feeling ever. That's when you really feel like I know everything about football.
Yeah.
I know everything about college
yeah.
sports. I got this shit. And then when you lose, it sucks.
It's the worst. Yeah.
It's horrid.
Yeah.
horrid.
Yeah.
Like I'm 3-0 now, but I'm sure next week I'll be like 3-5, and we'll be right back here.
I was
I'll be
2-1.
tuna sandwich.
2-1 on my betting picks this weekend because I did have Kansas minus 14 as well. Kansas came through for me.
Yeah.
First game in the brand new venue.
Yeah,
Looked
I'm
pretty good.
I'm excited for the end of 2026. Their AD said they're going to finish the other half right after the season.
Nice. And I thought Jalen Daniels looked really good.
Yeah.
I
would
like
agree.
Kansas this year.
Yeah, like we said, Kansas goes as he goes, and if he's going, they're pretty good.
Oh yeah, for sure. Another big story in that first matchup of games was UNLV. We kind of talked about them maybe being a little bit of a sleeper in that conference this year, or maybe sneaking into that top 25 by the end. But wow, did they have their hands full with Idaho State?
Yeah. Hard to play, hard to win with two quarterbacks, even though one of them threw for 380 yards, it looks like. But again, if you're having battles,
Speaking of battles,
We just gotta fight through it.
battles each week, you're not going to be real successful. Got a lot of things going on the offensive side of the ball. Idaho State hammered them. They did really well. So go Idaho State.
Yeah, you know what it made me think of? It made me think of like all those challenges where people were like, if you gave an average Joe 1 carry, could he get 5 yards on UNLV's defense? And I was like, I think I could get 100. Their defense was Swiss cheese yesterday. It
all
was
right, UNLV, you heard it here
wide
first.
open. Wide open.
Let's get Dunham in some pads here,
Put me,
and let's see if you can get 100 yards.
put me in the pads. I do live.
How many carries? How many carries do you need to get to 100?
30.
Let's go.
35.
I'm gonna say 12.
All right, 12
carries.
We'll have
shot.
Jaybird on the O line. We'll have Ian Friday being the fullback for you. We'll go for it.
I like my odds.
I will not be playing center. That was my sixth grade That was my sixth grade football position.
Just make sure you snap the ball with 2
can't do
hands,
it.
please. 2 hands.
Golly. Anyways, that's pretty much a wrap for week 0. I was actually kind of sad not to see Stanford pull off that win against Hawaii. I love Andrew Luck so much. I just love that guy. Want him to do so well. And I think Stanford is going to be a little bit better than people are probably anticipating this year because they did give Hawaii a run for their money.
They did. But
Well-
like they say, you got to go Hawaii on the spread at home. I think they, in the last few years, especially their first game, they cover like 15 out of the 18. So,
Well, I mean, Hawaii's quarterback was literally 1-footed for 3/4 of that
Yeah.
football game. Still threw for 210. Had a good game. He could spin it. The little lefty with the spin.
yeah.
I remember last year when Hawaii baseball teased that he was going to come play baseball for April Fool's Day, and he threw out the first pitch. That was funny. That was a good time.
I think before we shift gears, if we look back at that, sorry, egg salad still trying to get down the hatch here. My Lord.
Gross.
It's nasty as heck. Iowa State and Kansas State. After watching them yesterday, do you see either of those teams being a college football playoff contender?
With the offense that was going on, no. But at the same time, you can't. It's not their fault in the first half because of the weather. Pouring rain, they probably weren't expecting that. Maybe they were. But the 5 unanswered turnovers hurts a lot.
Well,
for both sides.
and the fireworks left like a haze of smoke for at least the first quarter too.
Yeah, the first punt return dropped. That's got to play a role into why he dropped that.
And maybe messing up his ankle, or maybe
Yeah.
he was at one of the 60,000 pubs in Ireland before the game too. Would not blame him for that.
Wouldn't.
I mean, it's possible, but you can't draw conclusions from game 1. I know like people like to overreact, but here's the thing: Avery Johnson, as a passer, early on looked shaky. You could tell that both teams didn't practice in the rain all summer long because they went indoors because that's what they do. I don't know if you guys have been in the Midwest in the summertime. When it rains, there's usually lightning with it. You can't practice outside, right? Like if you did Oregon State, and Dublin, Ireland, that first half would have been unbelievable. Establishing the run would have been elite. All they do is practice in the rain. That's all they do.
Okay, does Oregon practice on a grass field too when they need to? Because they were playing on a soccer field, and that also adds a different aspect to the game. Like they're wearing different cleats. There's a lot of different things that go on in that Farmageddon matchup. And Oregon State, and Dublin. Why would you do that? You can't have.
It's fun. Why'd you do Iowa State, Kansas State, Dublin?
Because nobody wants to watch either of those teams play in Iowa State or in Kansas State. So put them in Dublin.
Yeah.
I really think it should be Notre Dame's game every year. I don't know why.
I don't hate it.
That's a good point.
Like they're
The
the fighting
fighting
Irish.
Literally.
I did catch though when they were talking before the game, like what were some of the team mascots for college football, and they were asking people in Dublin, and that was a pretty good watch.
Yeah.
Like
I did see
think
that.
they said one team was their main mascot was Mickey Mouse, and I'm like, might as well be.
Could be, yeah. I don't know. Iowa State wants to do the air raid thing, and obviously that's hard to do when it's pouring rain and the footballs are wet. I mean, I don't know how many times I texted you guys in the group chat to just catch the freaking ball. It's not that hard. Even the ball boy had a nice snag at one point, and it was like, all right, put some pads on him. Let's get him in the game. But the one thing Kansas State didn't do well in this game was let Avery Johnson run. Like they were like, hey, drop back and throw. And he was like, I'd rather run. And they were like, no, throw the football. And so whenever they did quarterback run, they were averaging early on, it was like 5 to 6 yards a pop.
Oh, that was a good hefty bite.
That was a good bite. That was, oh man. This is making my stomach queasy right now.
Do not make that noise right now.
But I thought Rocco Beck looked good. I think he's going to sneak up on some people this year. I think he's not Brock Purdy, obviously, in that offense. Brock Purdy made that offense look like it was one of the top 12 in the country, and it was because they won the Fiesta Bowl with it. But I think that Arizona State's still the team to beat here in this conference. What do you guys think?
I can't focus. I'm too busy watching him try not to throw up.
All right, I'll keep going then.
No, that's all right. I think Arizona State will probably have the best chance to win it. I was impressed with Iowa State. I think Kansas State also still has a chance of doing pretty well in this conference as well. They lose the first game, but they should be getting healthier again. Maybe they learn some things, like maybe don't try a QB draw on 4th and 1 from your own 35-yard line when you're only down by 1 score. That was just a poor decision. And I like that they trusted Avery Johnson enough to go run that football, try to get that first down, because if I'm playing in that game too, I'm probably thinking that same thing. Go get this first down, but leaving it into the hands of the quarterback when your offensive line just was not performing to the way it should have been. And I was really impressed with the way that Iowa State closed out that game.
Yeah.
They tackled really well. They tackled really, really well.
And Carson Hansen did a great job of finishing that game on the ground.
Yes.
Yeah.
A great job.
Iowa State's defensive line and linebackers played a hell of a game for sure on the run.
Yeah, how about Big Citrus? Top 10 nickname in college football?
100%.
That's elite.
I kind of want to understand the thought process about not using special teams, though. Do you think it was a weather thing, too?
Yeah. Without a doubt.
But you got to try. What happens, these are two Midwest teams. If it's going to be below freezing or 15 degrees and it's snowing in Iowa one day, deep into the November games, why not try to get a kick in week 1 or week 0?
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with you. I think kicking in college football is just already a very 50-50 kind of coin flip, especially when you get beyond 40 yards. Unless you have a guy that you really trust, have seen him do it consistently in any sort of practice aspect or in a game aspect, a guy that has a lot of experience, I don't think kicking the football, especially if it's 4th and 5 or less, I'm probably going for it. Because 6 points is more than 3.
I mean, their previous punt on the previous drive was I think netted maybe 20, 25 yards. It wasn't a very good kick. They did the behind the end zone camera for his kick, and he kicked it, and I was like, oh, that's bad. Immediately off the foot. And so for me, there was still, at that point, 6 minutes left in the game?
Yeah.
When they went for it on 4th and 1? From your own 30, if you can get a rugby-style kick, get the ball to roll, get it inside the 10, and then you're making Iowa State have to drive at least the length of the field with 3 timeouts and the 2-minute timeout, then you're likely to get good field position because Iowa State was just content on running the football. And that's the one thing that killed me. For me, for Kansas State, once you get to that inside that 2-minute, keep that 1 timeout for inside 2 minutes. Because you're going to need the clock at some point. You might as well get 3rd down with 2 minutes to play and a timeout still in your hand. Because if you get the turnover on 4th down or they kick the field goal and you're down 6, you're going to need a timeout to use the middle of the field at some point. That's just how it is. But it's just interesting to see how these coaches use different clock management, especially early in the year, using their timeouts with the
That
new
was awful
2
at the end
minute.
of the game. Time management.
Yeah, wasn't ideal, but that's college coaches for you. If they were experts on clock management, then they would be in the NFL.
Yeah.
I agree. I do think a 1-loss Iowa State, maybe even a 2-loss Iowa State, if they are the Big 12 champs, probably find their way into.
Well, if they're the Big 12 champ, they're in automatically.
Well, that's right. My bad. Trying to figure out the new format and trying not to throw up the egg salad. My mind is all over the place right now. It's mush. It's just filled with boiled eggs and mayonnaise.
Chug the Coke, see if that helps.
Yeah, maybe. But I think even a 2-loss Iowa State, even if they don't win the Big 12, probably has a chance of getting into the field of 12.
Yeah, I mean, I think they'll have a shot. I don't know what their schedule really looks like inside and out. I haven't really taken a look at their schedule. But the Big 12 is just going to be a coin flip. It's how much luck do you get in these one-score games is going to be the real question. Let's find out. What do we got? Schedule top left. So
they get South Dakota next week.
Woo!
Nice little cupcake matchup.
It's yeah, that'll be nice. And then they host Iowa.
Boy, what a shitty game.
Or it'll be like the greatest game on the history of the earth.
If you're into defense, I'm telling you, there's no way Iowa's going to score 20 points.
But I mean, if Rocco Becht is able to throw the ball all over the place, Iowa State should kill him. But if Iowa can throw the football down the field at least 5 yards, they'll have a chance.
23-3. Calling it right now.
All right, you heard it here
Take
first,
the
folks.
under.
Take the under. Take the exacto points at 26. Then they go to Arkansas State. Arkansas State's going to be bad because their head coach currently is coaching at West Virginia. Then they host Arizona. They go to Cincinnati. They come to Boulder. Then they host BYU and Arizona State. Hosting both of them is big time, especially in late October, early November. Then they go to TCU, Kansas, and Oklahoma State. Man, that is a tough Final Five stretch. Final Five.
Yeah, and if they come out of that if they get a berth in the Big 12 championship game, I think that they're probably into the playoff. But it is Iowa State, so they will find a way to lose. Probably to BYU at home for some odd reason. They'll find a way to lose to Kansas.
At TCU is going to be tough. That is a tough road game.
And who knows how the Bearcats are going to be this year. It's one of those things. I can't ever put all my egg salad in one basket with Iowa State.
Broom.
That was close.
So, I don't know. We'll see. They're good. I like Rocco Becht. Like I said last podcast, he's thrown for 6,000 yards in the last 2 years combined. So, if he has another good year and gets up to 4,000 and has at least 35 touchdowns, they're going to win at least 10 games, I think, on the schedule. So, we'll see. Big 12 is going to be a hot disaster, and I can't wait to watch it unfold.
It always is a hot disaster, and I think that's one of the many things we love about college football and the Big 12. But we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back with our interview with Ian Friday.
All right, guys. So for this next segment, we got it's audio only. We're still trying to figure out how to make video pop up on the platform that we're using. So slowly but surely, we'll figure it out. So it is audio only, but we do a little Mount Rushmore. So we'll be throwing in some pictures. We're talking about black jerseys, like best black jerseys of all time.
All black, too.
All
Has
black.
to be the helmet as well. And then we also get to do that with our now friend of the program, Ian Friday.
Hell yeah.
And Jay-Bird can tell you a little bit more about him.
Ian Friday, absolute dog. Loved having him on the team at Adams State. Great friend. All around great guy. Just finished paramedic school out in California doing firefighting stuff. Great for the program.
Indeed. All right, so we'll head over to that audio, and then we'll pick you guys up on the backside predicting our college football playoff.
All right. Take one of National Chumps.
Got a banger for you today. We've got Rev here, Bird, Dunham, and introducing first guest on the podcast, Mr. Ian Friday. Let's clap it up for him.
Thank
we
you
go.
for having me, Bird and
Hell yeah.
friends.
Hell yeah.
Of course, we're excited to
thanks for
have
joining.
you.
Yes, sir. We've got Ian Friday, currently out in California as a firefighter,
Hell yeah.
doing his part, making the world a better place. We love that. Ian was a Division II football player at the University of Adams State, one of the best to ever live at the tight end.
Hell yeah.
Going through Adams State, go Grizz, baby. Played all 5 years at Adams State and just absolutely tore up defenses. Love that guy. Spent a lot of time at the weekends in Alamosa with him. So if you know, you know. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. Starting us off, we are going to talk about our Mount Rushmore of all-black uniforms.
Mount
today.
Rushmore of all black uniforms.
All black uniforms.
So, for those of you that aren't familiar with the Mount Rushmore strategy, there's 4 of us. We're going to each get a pick, and then we'll reverse the order in the second round until obviously there's 4 for each of us, because that's how many heads are on Mount Rushmore. That's right, Jay Bird. I'm sure you didn't know that. That Adams State education. Do you know that, Ian? There's 4 heads on Mount Rushmore?
I do have a master's degree from Adams State, so I'm a slight step above, but yeah.
Got you. That's awesome. All right, Ian, we'll lead off with you since you're our special guest. Who is your first pick for all black unis?
Yep, this is like my number 1.
Yep, it's your number 1 overall
right.
pick.
I feel like I gotta go the all black uniforms from University of Tennessee.
Oh,
Good
Those
pick.
those
Great pick.
those are pretty nice.
I wish.
With the black and then the
Rocky
vibrantness,
Top.
just on the night game. Those are beautiful.
Yeah, they hit hard. I like that pick. That's a great pick.
Especially with these all-black uniforms, when the color pops, it pops.
It pops.
And
Yeah.
Tennessee is got to be one of the top ones for
Or
sure.
it's like you walk into Neyland Stadium like Halloween night. It's a night game, 7 o'clock. The orange fireworks. It just feels nice and spooky.
Oh, yeah. All right. Dunham, your pick 2. What do you got?
If I'm not picking the Oregon Ducks all black uniforms from every century ever, I'm doing this wrong. Give them to me.
Okay. Yeah, no issues there. That puts me on the clock with my pick for all black uniforms. And I am going to go with the Kansas Jayhawks.
Ooh.
All black. The KU All
Why
Blacks.
would you do that
are,
to me?
The KU All Blacks are pretty sexy. Just the blue and the black, a little bit of red on there. It's just a good color. And they're going to look real nice in that new stadium this year when they use them.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's
man.
true.
I think for mine, I mean, last week, we picked our teams, and I wouldn't be doing BYU justice if I didn't
Yeah.
have them
Ooh.
number 1 on my
I like
Mount,
that.
on my Mount Rushmore.
I think that's a quality
It's got to
pick.
be BYU. Colors just real nice, real subtle. Okay. And go Cougs.
Yes, of course. Go Cougs. So, Bird, snake draft style, we're reversing it back to you.
Okay.
Who do you got as your pick 2?
I am going to go with might be because I'm an SEC guy too, and just because Rev doesn't like them, I'm gonna go with Florida Gators.
The Florida
Oh.
Gators.
I love those blacks.
I do too. There is a lot going on in them, I think, but I like them. I like when they wear them.
Like you said, the color pops. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't hate those Florida Gator uniforms. There's better black jerseys out there. I'm going to actually pull a page out of Jay Bird's playbook here. I know that people might say, it's a little boring. They're not very good, but they're my team, and I got to go with Vanderbilt. I think the helmets are a nice touch, and you're telling me that a fall game in Nashville under the lights, seeing those black uniforms
Yeah.
and watching Vanderbilt
Oh,
get
yeah.
stomped by 30 points isn't
Oh.
beautiful? Like, come on now. We love it. They wear black to their own funeral. It's okay. But I like those Vanderbilt uniforms. Dunham, back to you.
I think that's a bit of an overslot there. You probably could have gotten him in the 4th round. I'll take the other Nike school that's willing to take a risk with their jerseys. Give me the TCU Horned Frogs.
Oh, you
Ooh.
Yeah,
fucker.
yeah, that's right.
Okay.
I'm gonna take them. I like when Nike takes a risk, and I like when other teams are willing to open that door. That's why I'm excited South Carolina's moving to Nike next year. I think that door is going to get opened as well.
All right, Ian, you're up.
So I like to tend to take the road less traveled here. I'm going to go kind of one off from what I've been saying because I feel like we kind of underrated their uniforms.
Okay.
Give me the all black Boise State uniforms.
I do like
I don't
those.
know. I don't know if it's
Good
just
pick.
the night game on that blue field, but for some reason they just always look beautiful when they're wearing them.
I agree. I don't disagree with you. I like them as well.
And then with the turnaround pick, this one's kind of a tough one because I feel like there's some solid underrated options, but I'll go with the squad that I kind of already mentioned as well during our little pre-discussion. Give me Stanford during the CMC era with the matte black helmets as well.
Yep.
Something with that the red numbers popping. I don't know. I always really liked Stanford during that era, and wow, those are beautiful black uniforms.
Yep.
Yeah, those Stanford uniforms are quite dandy.
I got
Can't disagree with
PTSD from those uniforms. Christian McCaffrey for 130 yards. No problem.
All right, that brings us back to Dunham. What do you got?
All right. There's a couple good options still out there on the table. Let's see. If I was going to pick all black uniforms, let's see, without giving them away here. I'll take SMU here. I think that's a good third round pick. I like their all blacks, basic. The blue kind of pops. The red accent's good. I think they're a good third round draft pick here. Give me SMU.
SMU is a solid pick. I like the SMU color scheme.
I've got a banger for my third.
All right, my third pick is going to be the Cowboys, Oklahoma State.
I do like those.
I like that.
That's
I think
my first one.
Oklahoma State has some really good all black concepts, and they do have more than one. But I think the orange and white just really pop
I agree.
together, look good on the field, and give a little love to the Cowboys. So Bird, that brings it up to you.
Okay. Now, I'm going to go with the Duke Blue Devils.
Ooh, I do like
All
those.
black.
Yeah.
Hey, listen here. With the chromed out Blue Devil on the helmet, that is a sick looking uniform.
So sexy.
I like it.
So sexy. That's a good dark horse pick. I was not really thinking about Duke. Kind of
Yeah.
forgot they had an all black.
And
It's your
then-
pick again.
And then for my last one, I'm going to go with the... You know what? I'm just going to keep it where it's at. Let's go UNC.
UNC.
Yeah, UNC.
During the was that the Ryan Switzer
Yeah,
era?
yes, it was. The UNC
I'd love
Blue
that
Devils,
color with.
the Tar Heels.
I love their baby blue with the black. It looks so nice. I like when baseball wears it a lot, big time.
Man, so it's kind of limiting my options here, but I'm probably gonna get some shit for this one because I badmouth them all the time. But with my fourth pick, I gotta go Iowa State. Iowa State has a pretty clean all black look. Even I think their helmet game is super strong. Their uniforms looked really good yesterday.
Oh yeah,
During
The
week
screen.
0, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But the black with the white, it's just clean, classic, and even though I can't stand Iowa State, I gotta tip my cap and take them with my last pick. So give me Iowa State. Dunham, back to you.
It doesn't matter what color we wear. It's about winning, baby. That's what he said yesterday at the podium after they beat Kansas State, which we'll get to that later. Somebody's got to eat an egg salad sandwich because he was on the wrong side of it. That's okay.
Didn't help that they lost their best player.
Won't
on
be
a
the
muff
last
punt.
time this year you're on the wrong side of it, and that's okay. All right. I'm going to do it because you hate them too. Give me the Iowa Hawkeyes, all blacks, baby.
Ooh.
March into Kinnick Stadium on a late fall night with the Iowa Hawkeyes wearing all black, and you are going to die.
Doomed.
Doomed.
You're definitely not scoring a touchdown, but you still might win with the score 9-6.
It's possible, yeah.
It's just smash mouth Big Ten football.
And we
I
love it. We love it.
All right, Ian, you got the last pick of the Mount Rushmore.
Lastly, certainly not least, not sure if this team just has a good relationship with Utah, but with Under Armour, give me the Utah Utes. I
Heck
don't know if
yeah.
it's those helmets that they always want to pair with it. They
Yep.
always have some sort of cool hand painted helmet, but those all black uniforms at the Rice Eccles Stadium is always a beautiful sight.
Walk into the muss, all black. Good luck.
Yep.
I really think that there's some uniforms that, didn't make this list that need to be talked about.
What do you got?
Mizzou.
Mizzou.
Mizzou has a good all black. They didn't make our list. I also think Oregon State
Yeah.
has a pretty decent.
I was
all-black
waiting for one of
uniform.
you assholes to take them. I was thinking about it, but I can't be the guy to take them.
And
That can't happen.
And Hawaii has to have an all black too, huh?
It's
Yeah.
coming. They haven't unveiled it
do.
yet, but it's coming. It's coming.
And Ian said San Jose State. That was a crisp one when I saw it. So
Yep.
And I mean, teams come out with all black uniforms all the time, even if it's not in their color
Mississippi
scheme.
State.
Oh gosh, who cares?
That's so boring. It's just two colors.
And
It's
I'm
two
sure,
colors.
I'm
Aren't
sure there's
all these
some,
fucking uniforms 2 colors.
No,
Florida's
most of them
not.
are 3.
Florida's not.
TCU's got 4 on theirs.
Oregon,
Oregon's got 4 on theirs.
Tennessee.
Tennessee has 2.
I will say not a full blackout, but those new Nebraska black uniforms are a beautiful sight as
Did
well.
see those as well.
Yeah, we also said one-offs don't count. That's why we didn't put Texas
know.
Tech in here as well.
Fair enough.
Army's got.
Army's got good ones. Yeah.
And I'm sure there's some D2 football program out there that has some real dope black uniforms.
North Dakota State.
North Dakota State. I mean, Idaho Vandals, maybe.
Go
Maybe they
Yotes.
got a good all black. Who knows?
Yeah.
Their all blacks are kind of boring. They like to use the yellow helmet with their blacks. They don't go all black very often.
Yeah.
But meet me in the
Idaho
Tippy
State
Dome.
does have an all black as well, though.
Yeah, they gave UNLV a run for their money yesterday. How
Yeah,
about
they
that?
did.
Can't
How
win
about
with
that?
2 quarterbacks very often.
Yeah. Did have an orgy in the end zone, though.
Whoa. All right, so
Pause.
we got our Mount Rushmore of all black jerseys. Stay tuned in the next few weeks. We're going to go back at it with some alternates, just maybe some crisp, clean, everyday home and away jerseys too. So, Ian, we got some more questions for you. We were talking a little bit, and, I know it was a rough spot, but we wanted to get your perspective, on your last year in college going into draft.
Yeah, man.
How many teams were hitting you up and, getting snubbed there at the end on draft day. So take us through, that process, how it went.
Yeah, it was really weird, to be honest. I mean, Bird, you kind of know how I am with just like the football world in general. Of like, I was just like, yeah, I'm here to play some ball with my bros and get a degree. That was basically it. So it's kind of weird. It all kind of started spring of my junior semester, I guess, technically. So like the fall or the spring before my final season. The Cardinals came out to kind of work me out and time me and stuff like that, and I ran a pretty good 40 time. And I don't know what information got out there, but the Cardinals started to get super interested, and then word kind of spread about that. I was a big boy and ran a pretty good 40-yard dash in front of them. So then all throughout the summer, I had agents and stuff hitting me up, which was super weird. I didn't even know if that was like a legal thing to do. So I had some contacts that was close to that I was kind of interested in like getting more advice. And honestly, like, I guess agents hitting you up and before you're a professional athlete is a real and legal thing. So I was, before my senior year, talking to agents, trying to deal with the money aspect of it and everything. Just nothing was solidly in my hand or bank account at that time. So kind of went through the summer just training, prepping and everything. And then training camp or fall camp was kind of when that aspect of meeting with teams really vamped up. It was super weird. It felt like a high school recruit or like college recruiting all over again.
Yeah.
So we'd be at fall camp and it's like, our head coach would call me and be like, oh, hey, the Chiefs are here. They want to talk to you. So I'd go up, talk to them for about 20, 30 minutes. Oh, the Saints are here. They want to talk to you for whatever, 10, 15 minutes. Sometimes some of them wouldn't even want to talk. They would just want to see me practice, and some of them would even go like meet with my professors and stuff like that.
Wow.
I guess. So sometimes I didn't even get to talk with some of them. They just kind of wanted to know everything outside of me, I guess.
Yeah. Do good in school, kids.
Basically, yeah.
Never
so
know who's
I would
going to
talk
ask
with
about
them,
you.
Yeah, don't be a
watch
shitty
some-
person.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go for it. Sorry.
No, we were just saying, like, you know, don't be a shitty person. You know, do good in school because, I mean, even sounds like professional scouts dive into some of that. And
They care about
I
it.
really wouldn't have thought too much about that part.
Yeah, some of them I didn't even meet with. It would just be after the fact that it was or one of our coaches, whether it was my position coach or head coach, he'd be like, oh, yeah, the whatever, Colts were here for like when we were talking about you for like 30, 40 minutes and then watched some film and got out. Like it's super quick. And sometimes like I'd meet with them. My weirdest interview was probably with the Chiefs.
Andy
They-
Reid from the
they-
Cougs, by the way.
So I met with the guy for like 30 minutes. Didn't really talk about ball that much. Just kind of talked about like my upbringing, family life, and all that sort of thing. And then at the end, he kind of had a weird request. He was like, "Yeah, I just need you to like strip down to your underwear so I can get some like full body composition pics."
Whoa.
And I was like,
No wonder
okay.
they're having so many good years at the Chiefs. They're
Exactly.
really
So-
close.
They really want to get
That
that
one-
personal physical. They want you to cough 2 times. They want to feel everything. They just really need
So,
that.
Ian, if you could put a number on it, how many teams do you think you talked to through this process?
I think at some point, like roughly 28 of the NFL teams is like my final tally, whether it was them coming through Alamosa to meet with me or meet with coaches, or if they were just calling me personally.
Okay. 20. That's insane.
It's pretty crazy. Yeah.
28,
awesome.
Sorry.
28?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whoa.
so fuck those 4 teams that didn't come talk to you.
Yeah. I'm not sure who they were. I was kind of doing the math in my head and kind of forgot some of them, but yeah.
So who didn't need a tight end at that point in time? I'm trying to think. The Chargers.
Well, so part of that was I was getting looked at as a fullback because I'm
Gotcha.
slightly
Okay.
on the shorter end.
Oh,
I was
sure.
6'2", 240 at that time.
So, like, how did that sit with you when these professional teams were maybe approaching you in a different light, saying like, "Hey, we see you working as a tight end. Would you be comfortable with the move to fullback?" Like, what was your perspective on that?
I think with the way at how our offense ran at Adams State, it would have been a super easy transition. I didn't play like a true tight end role. I played like a H-back almost, where like I would be hipped off the tackle almost every play. So I was
Okay.
already doing that type of aspect
sense.
of the game where it's like you're on inside split zone, you're going across the line and digging out the edge. You're being the lead blocker for the guy on a fullback if I'm like pulling or that sort of thing. So it would have been honestly like you could have characterized me more as a fullback at that time in college anyways. It's just that we didn't have a true fullback.
Now on perspective, going into if you did make that jump, thinking about who you're blocking, right? You're lined up, as a Charger, and you're off the hip of the tackle, and you just got Von Miller staring at you, or you've got in his prime, if he wasn't retired, Aaron Donald.
Well,
Right
so
there.
that was funny with the Cardinals liking me so much. I was like, shit, dude. If I gotta go freaking dig out Aaron Donald, like he's gonna pick me up and throw me. His
God,
12-pack would have eaten me.
no shit. I mean, that's crazy though. But you obviously had to have some hits on film where the other team was pretty scared to see Friday coming across their
I guess. I don't know. I did something that the NFL teams were liking and were at least interested enough to waste money to come out and meet me and stuff. So
Yeah, talking about interest, man. Being personal with you, I know that you were getting some love, and you were thinking that you were going to get drafted. Can you talk to us a little bit about that with the Bronx, the Donks?
Yeah.
And why you have a newfound
I'm
hatred
an
for
avid
them?
Charger fan, so now that one hurts a little bit more. So I hate the Broncos a little bit more now. Sorry.
Oh, let's
But
hear
yeah,
about
they were showing me the most love, honestly. Met with them for a while after my pro day that I did. Performed super well, and then it was the same off season that the Broncos got Russell Wilson and Hackett. So there was a lot of hype behind them, obviously. And the scouts I was in contact with there, they were sending me hype videos and that sort of thing of their facilities, like texting me almost every week. And then draft day came. Obviously, I knew I wasn't going day 1 or 2. I'm a D2 fullback. I was very realistic with that. So the last day of the draft, the Broncos are texting me like, "Hey, man, hope you enjoy the day. We'd love to have you here. It's going to be stressful. You'll end up somewhere, blah, blah, blah." Like just kind of, stroking it a little bit. And then the draft came and went, nothing. The undrafted part came by, nothing. And then like even mini camp invites came through, nothing. And like literally the scout just like went mute on me. And I was like, oh, all right, cool.
Boy, that's a kick in the dick.
No kidding.
Right.
Yeah, like
Especially
texting me hours before, like the morning of the last day of the draft, that stuff. So it was a very odd situation.
Yeah, no doubt. And I wonder, it's obviously got to happen to college prospects every single year.
Oh,
all the
100%.
time.
yeah.
That's just crazy to me, though, to send you all the hype videos, like to go through all of that work and waste all that time just to be
especially the text and the communication on draft day.
That's part of it. If they were at some point like, "Oh yeah, would love to have you," and that was like weeks before the draft, fair. But it was like the morning of the third day of the draft. I was like, all right.
It's like, yeah, you're thinking about me. And then even through the undrafted signees part, like,
Yeah.
that's just bizarre to me, man.
Now, at this point, did you have an agent working with you?
Oh, yeah. So I kind of narrowed it down to like 2 guys. So I did have 2 agents. That was kind of an interesting thing in itself, just going through that recruitment process. Like they're kind of throwing money at you and like, this is what we'll pay for. This is what we want to do for you. So I kind of narrowed it down between like 2 guys. One was a very notable agent that on second hand, maybe things would have changed out differently if I had signed with him. But he wanted me to go to like North Carolina for like all my pro day training and stuff. So I would have been out there for like 3 to 4 months in like an extended stay hotel and just do my thing out there. Wanted to pay for everything. And some of the guys he was Cole Beasley's agent. I'm not sure if you guys kind of remember him.
I remember little Cole Beasley.
And then he's like his parent company that he's kind of a part of is reps like Myles Garrett, repped Cam Newton, repped a bunch of those guys. So pretty notable like company and an agent himself that I was interested in. And then the other guy that I ended up going with was an Adams alum actually, and was getting into the agent role and wanted to really take me under his wing and be the first guy that he signed as an Adams player, which I thought was super cool. He was on the phone all the time. So he signed me and 3 or 4 other guys as his first class, one of which ended up making the NFL and played for 3 years, I think, for the Saints.
Nice.
And he wanted me to come out to San Diego and train with some of his contacts out here. And then he also put me up in an Airbnb, which I thought was kind of cool. Like he brought me back to my hometown and put me up in an Airbnb. So it was kind of cool for me to be able to like experience that sort of stuff with my family around as well. So it was a good experience for sure on that aspect of it.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Especially, coming from Adams State, a place that doesn't get a ton of, pro athletes all the time, or even
none at all,
or even pro potential prospects. So, and you're probably pretty familiar with some of the football scene in Colorado, or especially, just kind of this area of the country, this, west, southwest, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
What would be your word of advice to kids that, are trying to get to the next level? What would you tell them after going through your experience?
From like high school to college?
You could say high school to college or just a little bit of college. I mean, I feel like a lot of these kids, especially, everybody as a high school freshman says, I'm going to play in the NFL. It's like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
D1.
You're 5'6", 140 pounds. You are not going to make it in the NFL.
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of gearing this question more towards the guys that, maybe have some size, have some athleticism, but are kind of worried about where they're at with where they're playing or who they're playing against. And obviously you made it through with some looks. Didn't get the angle that you might have wanted. But what would you tell guys like you that are in college right now?
Go to where you're wanted. I feel like in today's college football society, everyone's so quick to jump ship and want to go to the D1. And if you can play, they'll find you anywhere. It obviously worked out for me as a full. I mean, had I played any other position, like ESPN had me ranked as like the 10th best fullback prospect in that draft. And as you guys are probably well aware, if you're top 10 at any position, you might be going first round.
Sure,
possibly.
Yeah.
So just go where you're wanted. So many people are so quick to jump ship. If you can play, they're gonna find you there, no matter what. Even if it's even look at the Broncos. They had the guy from what was that, Wisconsin Whitewater?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Miranez, I believe his name was, right?
Minards or something like that. Minards.
Yep,
yeah.
There you go. So he played all 4 years at a Division III school and got drafted in the 4th round, I believe, something like that. So just continue to put your head down, work hard, and don't be so quick to jump ship just because of what you see on social media that people are, whether it's like NIL stuff or that you feel like you just need to have the D1 title associated to your name. Show up every day to your workouts. Show up every day to class. That's what matters the most in the end. And that'll do the little things right, and the big things will take care of themselves.
Love that. Great message.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Going where you're wanted. It's a huge piece that I think a lot of people forget, especially with transfer portal stuff now and the way college football works. Like you said, go where you're wanted, and thrive there. You gotta think like you're still college kids and people too. It's not so easy to just like get up and go somewhere and just get berated all the time and feel like shit when you're playing somewhere else. So going where you're wanted, I think, is some pretty important advice.
Yeah. And as Bird knows too, I was at every single freaking workout we had, like every summer, all those summer workouts. I missed one summer workout in my entire 5-year career. I believe I had to attend a funeral for a family member. So out of all the things I missed one thing in my entire time there. And I feel like that goes not unnoticed, but I just feel like so many people are quick to just hang it up and blame everyone else but themselves sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. And then I think that's where we're going to wrap it up, Ian. So we appreciate you having the time out of your day. Come talk with us, support the pod.
Yeah, we would love to have you come back on. Maybe sometime do another little Mount Rushmore, catch up on things, a little mid-season action.
I'll be tuned in every Saturday and Sunday for sure.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Give you the Chargers breakdown though.
I do love Jim Harbaugh, and I am a Justin Herbert stan, I guess.
It doesn't matter. They're going to run the ball all the time. They got Omari and Hampton.
That's fine.
They're just going to ground and pound, baby. Ground and pound.
We're winning in the winter months. I mean, I know it's LA, but we're primed to win in the winter months.
That's true. Very, very true.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Ian, for coming on. Good luck with the whole firefighting deal. Hopefully you can keep those things at bay. I know they get pretty scary out there in Cali, so we appreciate the work that you do for California and the firefighting world. And again, we really appreciate you coming on.
Of course. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yep.
All right, we'll catch you later.
See you, Ian.
All right, later.
All right, and we are back here. So we're going to break down our college football playoff predictions. We know that last week was week 0 and the season technically already started, but there was not enough games to dictate what was going down with the college football playoff, even if we think Iowa State or Kansas State have a chance. Can't read too much into week 1. It's not that big of a difference. So we're going to get into it similar to how we did our top 25s, break it down one by one. And we are going to start off with Coach Rev.
All right. We'll start with me and my 25-26 CFP prediction. My number 1 seed is Texas. They are my SEC champ, and I believe that Texas is the best team in the SEC. Number 2, we have Clemson. They'll be my ACC champ, and again, I believe Clemson has the best quarterback in the nation. They're returning 85% of their offensive production from last season, which is a pretty big deal in the scheme of things. And I really like Cade Klubnik, and Dabo Sweeney does a hell of a job down there at Clemson. So they are my 2 seed. Number 3 seed, the Big Ten champ, which will be Penn State this season. Number 4, I have Ohio State, who will be the Big Ten runner-up. At number 6, I'll go to number 5. Number 5, I have the Alabama Crimson Tide. I do believe that Alabama will find their way into the SEC championship game this season, and they will be the SEC runner-up. Number 6, I have the Oregon Ducks. Always a good squad up there in Oregon. They get a ton of talent. Very good for brand exposure, if you will. And Dan Lanning's done an incredible job up there. And I think that they will make the playoff and probably win a game or two. And my number 7, I have Notre Dame. Love the Fighting Irish. Marcus Freeman is a great coach. Jeremiah Love is an absolute weapon at the running back position. Definitely one of my dark horse candidates for the Heisman. And I think Notre Dame, especially if they get through that first part of their schedule this year, has a good chance of winning out and taking one loss into the college football playoff. At number 8, that's my Big 12 champ, is Utah. So I really like Utah's program. Utah is always a tough place to play. The Big 12 is a little bit more open this year, and I think it's just going to be a little more dog-eat-dog, and Utah's going to come on top of that conference, but they're not ranked as high because even though they are a conference champ, the new college football playoff format, it just ranks them 1 through 12 with the top or with the 4 power conferences getting an automatic bid if they win the championship. So that's why Utah isn't ranked as high as the other conference champs, but I do believe that they are going to win the Big 12 and find a way in. At number 9, I have LSU. Garrett Nussmeier leading the way down there for the Tigers. And this is definitely a make or break year for Brian Kelly. If he doesn't make the college football playoff this year, he's definitely out at LSU.
Wow.
And won't be coming back.
Wow.
What, do you disagree with that?
No, that's just a very hot take. I mean, where's he going to go after that? Didn't succeed at Notre Dame. Didn't succeed at LSU. Is he done?
I mean, if we're thinking about previous LSU coaches, Ed Orgeron wins the national championship, right? And then he's gone 2 years later.
Yep.
So
It's a higher standard at LSU.
yeah, and Brian Kelly hasn't even gotten close.
And who's to say that a team doesn't look at Brian Kelly and puts him on their staff as a coordinator, defensive coordinator, maybe even a GM? He knows how to spend the money. He's getting good players down there. You know, there's definitely a role for Brian Kelly somewhere. It just might not be a head coach role.
Stanford.
Like he wants.
That'd be fun. Andrew Luck and Brian Kelly. Oh, my.
Go from LSU, where they just let anybody with a pulse in, going to Stanford. You need to have, like, pretty solid SAT, GPA scores, all that.
Well, you have to have that at Notre Dame, too.
Yeah, but we're talking about LSU. LSU lets anybody in.
I know, but Brian Kelly was at Notre Dame. He knows how to find those guys where the academics do matter.
That's true. But we'll just
Maybe a Harvard college football playoff 2027.
They're in the FCS now.
Oh, well, FCS playoff.
FCS playoffs.
Probably more exciting than the CFP anyway.
Brian Kelly,
But
FCS legend?
That's a whole other podcast episode. Anyways, so LSU I had at number 9. Number 10, I'm going with my Michigan Wolverines. I think their Big Ten schedule is pretty favorable. Obviously, they'll have the big game against Ohio State at the end of the year.
They win that, though. It doesn't matter.
If they win that, they're probably finding their way into the playoff.
If Ryan Day hasn't beat them yet.
So when
Yeah.
they beat
Okay.
Ohio State.
Next.
And then at the 11, I have Miami. A very
Carson Beck.
not a very top-heavy conference is the ACC. I think that there's a few other teams in the ACC that could push Miami out of the way, but I like
doubt
Carson Beck, and there's a part of me that just really wants Miami football to be revitalized.
Yeah, I did spend the last 3 days watching the U Part 1 and Part 2. God, man.
It always fires you up.
Big players make big plays in big games.
And then my Group of 5 champion, which might cause a little controversy here because they are out of the MAC, one of the worst conferences in college football.
Nah.
The Toledo Rockets. If they go undefeated in the MAC, they will be in the college football playoff
I like
as the
it.
MAC champion.
I like it. They got to beat Kentucky. Got to beat
That should be
Kentucky.
easy for them.
I think Toledo will be just fine. I think they have the talent, and I think the Rockets have been right there actually for quite a while as one of the more powerful teams in that non-Power 5 conference. So then if we look at our matchups, we start off with Toledo versus Alabama. And as much as I love the Rockets, and as much as I dislike Alabama, I have to roll with the Tide here. So
Amen, brother.
Respect.
LSU, Utah. I'm going to go with the Tigers. Like I said, Brian Kelly's going to be coaching his ass off this season. He's going to want to show that LSU isn't a fluke. And LSU has one of the best quarterbacks in the nation, and it's hard to bet against him.
Yep.
Miami versus Oregon. I'm taking the Ducks. I think the Ducks are going to find a little bit more momentum in the beginning part of the playoff compared to last year when they had the bye. And the bye kind of screwed them up a little bit, and they also just ran into the wagon that was Ohio State last year. Hardly anybody could beat them except for Michigan. Go Blue.
I can't wait if that's the matchup. Mario Cristobal coming back to Eugene. I'm sure that reception will be lovely for him.
A little bit of a revenge game there. That would be awesome.
The grass ain't always greener when you leave Eugene.
No, probably not.
Ask Willie Taggart how that went.
But anyways,
Ask Chip Kelly how it went.
we're going to move on to, it would probably be the biggest game of the first round just because of the history between Michigan and Notre Dame. That rivalry would be incredible. This also...
It's going to be well-traveled. Well-traveled.
Right, and Michigan being in the playoff means that Bryce Underwood's going to have one hell of a rookie campaign.
That's true.
So, I mean, there's a lot of things that have to happen right for Michigan, and hitting on Bryce Underwood is obviously number one.
I'm sure Connor Stallions will be sitting in the 50th row.
It doesn't matter. Can't take it away from us.
Waving his flags up there for run play and pass play.
Well, and even if he's doing that, I still have Notre Dame winning because Jeremiah Love can run through anybody.
It's true.
So then that brings us to the quarterfinals, Alabama, Ohio State. Ohio State will be victorious in that game. LSU versus Texas. I like LSU to take down the number one seed Texas Longhorns.
Wow.
I think Nussmeier has a little bit more experience. Granted, Arch could prove to be one of the best quarterbacks in college football this year. Still a little unproven. We're going to find out a lot about him this week when they take on Ohio State. Oregon versus Penn State. I don't trust James Franklin in the playoffs, so I'm going to take Oregon again here. Again, just building off of that momentum that they get the last week. And then Clemson, they're my team this year. I'm super high on Clemson. They're going to go undefeated and
Except for it's Vanderbilt.
yeah, really, anchor down. But I have Clemson taking down Oregon, Ohio State making its way back to the national championship game, but eventually losing to the Clemson Tigers, and Cade Klubnik. Dabo gets number 3. And I think Clemson goes undefeated for the whole season, and it's going to be a hell of a ride to watch for the Clemson Tigers.
I like it. I like it. Toledo, by the way, Toledo only touchdown dog against Kentucky.
Hey, if they win that game, that game probably has some CFP implications. If they run
It is
through
an
the
SEC
MAC.
team.
They'll have a shot. Yeah, could you imagine if Toledo beats an SEC team? It's going to get real loud down here. Dunham's Basement Productions is going to become a whole different animal.
We'll be all over that game, so don't you worry about that. I think the biggest thing, if you look at my bracket, is that I am missing a pretty big SEC team, and that would be Georgia. I just think with the way that Georgia played towards the end of last year and Stockton, I'm not completely sold on Georgia this year.
It was last year in general.
Yeah.
They just were like so blah.
And so
all
the
those
fact that
speeding
Georgia
tickets.
won't make it, we'll probably go to 24 teams next year just so Kirby Smart can get back in. I hate the visor look, too. It looks like a tool.
Yeah, but tuck your
Can't
shirt
agree.
in, man. Tuck your shirt in. Look like everybody else. I do love that rule. I'm a tuck guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad look, but come on. The visor, only coaches that are bald should be allowed to wear visors.
No, you got to wear the visor so when you pull your convertible down, you're going 130. You can feel the wind in your hair.
That's true.
130 in Georgia.
That's
Yeah.
true.
That
but
makes sense.
that's my college football playoff. Do you guys have any rebuttals or remarks?
No, I like it. I
Yeah,
don't
I don't
know
hate
if
it.
Michigan really. I feel like Michigan 8-4 is kind of their ceiling this year. I don't know if Bryce Underwood's really going to be that guy. I think they lose in Nebraska. I think that they potentially lose to Washington.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think
And
they
then,
lose.
At home in the big house, I don't see that happening.
I still am trying to figure out why the hell Oklahoma has a number next to their name.
Yeah,
God.
and that's a top
Yeah.
20 number.
Yeah.
Like that game in Norman, Oklahoma, should be a pretty big game to see where Bryce Underwood is at.
And Oklahoma too.
Yeah, yeah.
If they should really have that 18 next to their name or not.
That'll be a fun measuring stick game for both teams.
Yeah.
But if you look at the rest of their schedule,
At
it's-
Nebraska,
It's pretty soft.
it's very doable. If
pretty
they
soft.
go into that Ohio State game with one loss, and when they beat them, they have only one loss on the season, or even two, they're gonna have a pretty decent resume.
Yeah. I mean, I don't disagree with you. I think that they have to beat Oklahoma, then they have to beat Nebraska. And if that happens, they'll have a shot. They'll have a shot.
Is it a little bit of a homer pick? Of course.
yeah.
I would
Well, I'm
love to.
about
I
to
would
do the
love to.
same
I would
thing,
love to
so-
see Michigan get in there, but I also think that the schedule kind of works out in their favor, as long as they don't look too far ahead at Ohio State, and because they got back-to-back road games at Northwestern, at Maryland, who seem like cupcakes in the Big Ten. But it's Big Ten football; you can't count anybody out,
Especially late November. Especially late November.
especially if you're looking forward to that big Ohio State game that we're hosting this year. And you just
Yeah.
it's going to come down to the
Fortunately-
wire.
Fortunately, they have that bye on Saturday, November 8th. They have that bye week there. So you get a little reprieve before you go hard to the finish.
But yeah, so there's my pick, and I just had to eat egg salad this week, so I don't know how much you want to follow me or trust me on it. So
Long season.
that's what I keep telling myself, because I can't keep doing egg salad every week. It's going to drive me crazy.
All right, Bird, you ready?
Yep.
All right. So here you go, Bird. Here you go.
I'm not gonna give a lot of rhyme or reason to why I put people where. I'm just gonna get through it quick because this could all change in a week. 1, Ohio State. 2, the Fighting Irish. 3, Cade Klubnik and Clemson. 4, go Dogs. I think they win the SEC though. So then we're gonna go 5, Texas. 6, the Jayhawks.
Wow.
7, Texas Tech. Got a lot of Texas teams in here. I just noticed that.
I think you're just like going with the ESPN college football predictor is what you're doing.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
It was wrong last year. They picked Oregon to win a national title like 50 times.
Well, Oregon probably should have won the national title
Should've.
last year.
We don't need to talk about it.
You brought it up.
I know.
Then we got 8 and 9, Penn State, Oregon. I think that's gonna, if that does happen, that's gonna be a banger of a game.
Oh, yeah. I would love to watch that game.
Might be the
Yeah.
third time they play that year too. It's possible.
Ooh. 10, Texas A&M. 11, got to go Roll Tide. That's my homegrown game, just like Michigan. I got to go Bama. And then my 5, or out of my other 5 leagues, I got the Army.
Oh.
I actually, if I'm looking at that 12-5 game, Army
Yeah.
and Texas, that is some smash mouth
Literally.
defensive football
Yeah.
right there.
They don't
Like-
gain another yard.
Army running the triple option or the veer, the whatever the
Yeah.
hell that they're going to run against Texas. Texas would be kind of thrown for a loop, but those big boys in Texas are
Yeah.
going to be wrapping guys up and
And
tossing them around.
That's exactly why Texas is winning that game.
But they always play with respect to the military schools. They always do.
yeah,
they do.
like just give me like a 9-3 absolute battle in the trenches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
And then Oregon, Penn State. I'm going James Franklin here. I just don't think Oregon has their number for Penn State. They don't
I
have
want it.
answers for Drew Aller.
1-0 against Drew Aller, James Franklin, and Penn State
Oh, that's
in
cute.
Indianapolis.
That was last year. Not happening this year.
Okay.
Alabama, Kansas. I like Kansas. I think they're going to have, after watching their game, Jaden Daniels.
Jalen.
Jalen Daniels. Had a great game. If he can keep that up all season and finish strong through their schedule, Kansas is going to be
I
dogs.
mean, he's been their quarterback for 6 years.
God, it feels like
Literally.
forever, the whole decade. You just keep showing up.
And then Battle of the Texas Schools. I'm going Texas Tech. That might have been a college football one.
I love that the Big 12 is
well.
back.
Yeah, I hope so.
The Lone Star State. A lot of pub here.
And then going to the quarterfinals, Texas versus Georgia. I think Texas beats them.
Georgia's probably gonna have 4 guys suspended for speeding.
That's
so.
yeah. That there's a possibility at any of their games this year. Penn State, Ohio State. This was a hard one for me. I would love to see Ohio State repeat here, but I think it's Penn State's year. Yeah, we know you don't like Ohio State, but they're just fucking good.
They are really good.
And then
So
Kansas
good.
versus Clemson. Clemson might win that game by 30.
Yeah.
Texas Tech, Notre Dame. I'm gonna go Notre Dame. Semifinals: Texas versus Penn State. Sticking on the Drew Aller train. I think he could dice up Texas defense. And then Clemson and Notre Dame, going Clemson. National championship 2026. James Franklin's year. Yeah, because fuck it, why not? I don't know
Penn
ball
State
or anything.
Nittany Lions. National
Don't know
champions.
ball. That's why I'm wearing a BYU jersey.
So it's like we
Go Cougs.
So we
Go Cougs.
we talked about Brian Kelly. If he doesn't win or go to the playoffs this year, this is James Franklin's most talented roster he's ever had.
Hence why he should win.
But
Should.
what if he doesn't? Are people in State College going to start raising their concerns? They're paying a lot for a roster,
I feel like the concerns are already there.
but will they do it? Penn State's not the place that just fires people. They don't.
They let Joe Paterno do some weird things over there.
Oh yeah,
they let some stuff go for a while over there.
Wasn't
At
there
Penn
some guy
State.
named Jerry?
Yeah, they did.
Jerry?
Oh God, Sandusky.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It'll be interesting. Like I said last week, the playoff was made for James Franklin. It was made for James Franklin to get in. Guy wins 10 games a year, finds a way. So I don't hate it, Bird. I don't hate it.
Yeah, Rev, you got any complaints? Anything you see that just is diabolical? Maybe the Texas teams?
I mean, I'm fine with the Texas teams. I think A&M is going to have their work cut out for them a little bit. I'm surprised you're not as SEC heavy here, but you do have 4 of them in here. So the Kansas pick, I think, is a little bold, but I don't hate it either. I mean, Christ's sake, I'm picking Utah and Toledo to make it. So I like that we're trying to have some fun, spark it up. Like, really the biggest thing, this would be a really fun college football playoff bracket. I love some of these matchups here, especially Oregon, Penn State, Army, and Texas. I think would probably be a blowout, but on paper it just looks like 2 smash mouth teams that just want to hurt each other.
I think if I was going to make
going to Tech is awesome.
if I was going to
yeah.
make any
Great game,
switches
too.
around in this, I would love to see Indiana in here.
The Hoosiers.
Yeah.
They're a
Hoosiers.
basketball school.
Not anymore.
Well, they suck at that too.
Yeah,
They
they
do.
haven't been good at basketball in a while.
But Signetti, great coach.
Yeah.
Their schedule's tough though.
It is. So hope if they can be decent this year, that'd be nice.
Yeah, we'll see. That'd be fun though if they.
They
if
still
they
got
found a
Mendoza
way.
throwing the rock, huh? Is Fernando Mendoza
Yeah,
still
yeah.
the quarterback?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean he's a stud. You know, he's
Yeah,
very
he was good
capable
last
of
year.
winning games.
until they
So,
had to play Ohio State.
All right, Dunham, what do you got, brother?
All right, so here's mine. Penn State is going to be the number 1 team in the country. They're going to win the Big Ten. This is the best roster James Franklin has ever had. Usually in college football, the best roster finds a way to win. Last year, Ohio State had the best roster. They won the college football playoff. Number 2 is going to be the Clemson Tigers. I'm really high on Clemson. I love Dabo. I love that he got in the portal. I love that he's paying people now. 3's LSU, my SEC champ. We talked about earlier, if Brian Kelly doesn't win, then he's probably out. Yeah, Toledo is going to be up there. They're going to have a chance. 4, Big 12 champion is going to be Arizona State. I think that they actually run the table pretty well. I think they'll be really, really solid. They have to
Yeah.
play some tough road games, but again, Sam Levitt's a dog. His older brother played for the Raiders, gave me a concussion when I was in high school returning a punt, knocked my chin strap straight off, ran me over. So I'm a big fan of the Levitt family.
I also think that maybe myself included, maybe just overthinking the Big 12 a little bit. I mean, Arizona State, they were so good last year. They don't lose a ton. Obviously, they don't have Scattaboo anymore.
They don't have
but,
Scattaboo, but they picked up the kid from Army who he was Verge, like second, third team All-American last year. He wasn't bad.
Like, and you know, they were dominant. They beat Texas last year in the playoff. Like, if they should probably be getting a little bit more respect from myself.
Yeah, and I honestly love Kenny Dillingham. Dude, I wish that I could have the energy that Kenny Dillingham does. He just goes and non-stop. He recruits. He's a competitor. He reminds me a lot of Nick Sirianni with the competitor stuff. Like, is he a dog? Are you willing to play him in tic-tac-toe, rock, paper, scissors? They had a basketball hoop out of practice the other day. Like, I just love what this team is made up. I love Tempe, Arizona is a great time. If you guys have never been there during schools in session, great time, especially you young fellas who are of age. Go hang out. It's a good time.
Go enjoy the scenery.
Yeah. Talent.
I think the reason why I like Utah so much is, like, when I'm looking at their schedule, we've talked about here, Utah is a tough place to play. And their toughest games in the Big 12 are at home this year. They'll host Texas Tech, they're going to host Arizona State, and they're going to host Kansas State at the end of the year. So I think that's another reason why I'm a little bit higher on
Well, they also
Utah
got Devin Dampier from New Mexico State. Like, I liked him as well. I love Salt Lake City, the Muss, man. That when that place is rocking, it is a tough place to play. But if you can go up by 2 touchdowns, that place shuts up real quick. It gets quiet in there. Not saying that Utah has bad fans by any means. That crew is great, but you got to stick with it the whole game. You can't just zip it when you're down 2 touchdowns. You still got to make some noise. But yeah, I mean, he threw for 2,000 yards last year. He had 12 tutties, 12 INTs. That's the biggest thing, decision making. But I think that they will end up being okay. He can do it with his legs too, which is what they've really missed at Utah. Cam Rising decided to come back for his 35th year of eligibility last year, and then he got hurt. And so they were just stuck with nowhere to go. That was their biggest issue. And now they finally moved forward away from Cam Rising, thank God. And I think Utah has a chance. I love Arizona State, though. I love what they have.
That's fair. Let's continue with your bracket here.
All right. Number 5, I have Ohio State. I do think that they are probably the second best team in the Big Ten. I do have question marks about Julian Sayin, but he spins it really well, has a good arm. The question is, can he make good decisions? Can Ryan Day win without Chip Kelly on his shoulder? Can he do it? Did he learn from last year with Chip Kelly as his assistant and OC? We'll find out. It's kind of TBD. I don't know. 6, I got the Oregon Ducks. This team is good. I said it last week. Dante Moore has a lot of question marks, but a lot of people go back to his UCLA days. He didn't have very good stats. His completion percentage was 50%. He didn't throw for a lot of yards. He threw a lot of interceptions. Chip Kelly also had 1 foot out the door to go to Ohio State already. His weapons weren't there. Dante Moore has a lot more to use at Oregon, and they got a lot of transfers. Their offensive line got better. Their defensive line might be better. So we'll see. I love this team. I'm ride or die. If we start doing podcasts on Saturday nights in an Oregon loss, I probably won't be in a very good mood, but that's okay. 7, I have
that's
Texas.
more than okay.
Yeah.
That is more than okay.
7, I have Texas. I think that they find a way. I think they're the second best team in the SEC this year. 8, I have Florida right behind them. I think DJ Lagway stays healthy. I think the Florida Gators are a problem in the SEC. I think I said it last year at the end of the year that Florida was going to win the SEC. I don't necessarily have that same conviction, but I do think that this team is good. We will find out. 9, I have Miami. I shit on them last week, and I'm still going to shit on them this week. I don't love them, but there's no other team in the ACC that screams could be a playoff team. NC State, maybe. We'll find out. Duke's not there. Wake Forest isn't there. SMU, I'm bullish on. So Miami is my 2. I think with this system, I don't think that they're going to let conferences just have one team except for the Big 12 because they're just going to eat each other alive. Also a reminder, because of the new seeding, that it's not just conference champions get a top 4 bye. This is the true seeding. Let's see. Where am I at? 10? 10, I have the Nebraska Cornhuskers. I think 10-2 gets them in. I think Nebraska is the team out of the Big Ten that gets in.
Whoa.
It's
Dylan
crazy.
Raiola.
Yeah, it's crazy, but look, I mean, we went through their schedule last week.
Yeah.
At some point, you're going to look up and go, holy shit, they're 7-0. What happened? It's just like Indiana last year. Where did they come from? Right? 11, I have Notre Dame. I think that they struggle in week 1 or week 2. They're going to lose one of those games, and that's going to cause problems for their schedule because after that, their schedule is kind of soft. And if the teams at the bottom don't win any games, like USC is down there, if they struggle, then it's going to be hard to be like, hey, their strength of schedule is really good. We'll find out. And then my group of 5, I have Tulane. So
I like Tulane.
that's where I'm at. I think as far as the rest of the bracket goes, I think Penn State walks it all the way to the national championship game, and I think James Franklin gets over that hump of I can't win the big game. I think that this roster has a chance. I think Drew Aller's really good. Klubnik is better, but I think Penn State got a little bit better at every position this year outside of D-line, but they just kind of replaced what they had. And I think that they win the national championship.
I like it. I don't really have too many gripes about your bracket. I mean, I think Florida's going to be a little bit of a question mark. But
Nebraska.
yeah, Nebraska too. There's a lot to prove there with Nebraska still, but I do like Matt Rule. I think he's been doing a good job down there. And you know, you're a little bit lower on Notre Dame than Justin and myself, and I don't know if that's like a hatred thing or if it's
No.
just because you really think that they won't beat Miami in week 1. Like,
Well, they have Miami and Texas A&M, right?
yes.
That's a tough 1-2 punch. That's tough.
I just think Notre Dame's a lot more seasoned than both of those teams, and they're going to come away victorious in probably both of those games.
Sure. Are you walking through a little predictor right now?
I am.
Little
It's gonna
predictor action?
take me a while, so I pulled up a little predictor over here, and this is me picking every winner of every game, and this is ridiculously long. So maybe
mean,
by the
there's
time we get to next year, I'll have this done. But it'd be kind of interesting to see actually going through and picking each game how you think it's going to happen with everybody healthy, of course. What it would look like.
Well, we don't account for injuries. We never do that.
No,
That's not fair.
No, that's no fun. I wish we could turn injuries off, but you can't.
Yeah. I mean, I was fooling around last night on FanDuel after my 3-0 night. You know, I just had to
Quit gloating.
it's me.
I went 2-1. Still had to eat egg salad today though.
1-4.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Shout
Start
out
for the
Hawaii.
bird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shout out Hawaii. We tag teamed on that
Yeah.
one. Did you take Hawaii as well?
I did take Hawaii. Yes.
Yeah, let's go. That's a table win.
Yep.
Table win.
Yeah,
Group ride.
I went against my gut feeling. I picked Iowa State on the pod, but I did not pick them.
Tell them what
On
you
the
were
FanDuel.
gonna do. Tell them what you were gonna do.
One of the bets I had cooking up was Kansas State -1.5 each quarter.
I mean, it's a fun play.
They were 2 for 4, but that doesn't matter. Didn't go through with it. Freaking Idaho State covers and Kansas State doesn't. What the fuck?
Yeah, there was and that's always going to happen with the betting world. There's always going to be
That's
somebody
why you
that
don't
tries to
parlay.
screw you up.
That's
No.
why you don't
Facts.
parlay.
But it's also why you do parlay.
Yeah, didn't matter. Sam Houston State did not win either.
So last night I was looking at the look-ahead lines. FanDuel has look-ahead lines for all of the big games, so already this year. So let's jump ahead to week 2. Michigan and Oklahoma. What's the line?
My guess would be that Oklahoma's favored by 3.5.
It's 2.5.
Oh my
it's good effort.
Gosh,
it's
that
good
was
effort.
really.
Right?
I thought I set the line pretty good. Over under in that game's probably 51.5.
46.5.
Damn
Not bad.
it.
Not bad.
Damn it.
All right, so they're saying that Oklahoma is a 2.5-point favorite over Michigan. So later on, when we get later in the season, I was looking for the Red River rivalry for Oklahoma and Texas. Texas is currently a what?
8.5.
9.5.
Oh
It's
my
good effort.
gosh, I am right
Good
there,
effort.
everybody.
Right. So keep those
right there.
keep those two numbers in mind, right? Because Texas, fortunately for us, plays the rival of Michigan in week 1. What is the line for that game? Where are you?
For Texas, Ohio State, my guess is that it's probably a pick'em.
It's probably a pick 'em. Let me
It's
find it. I'm scrolling
It's either
here.
a pick'em or Texas minus 1.5.
I had it last night, damn it. Right now, Ohio State is favored by 2.5.
Ooh, that's an interesting line.
So they're saying right now that Michigan and Ohio State are both, well, Michigan's a dog and Ohio State is a favorite. What is the line for the game on November 29th?
For Michigan, Ohio State?
Yeah.
Ohio State is favored by 5.5.
It is 5.5.
Let's go. I was right there the whole time. It was only a matter of time. Wrong team's favored. I'm just telling you that right now. They're playing that game in the big house. It's probably why the line's actually as close as it is.
And that's what I'm just trying to figure out right now is this Oklahoma thing. Because what is Oklahoma? I told you guys it's 9.5 in the Red River rivalry. 9.5. So they think that Texas is worse than Ohio State, but they're almost 10 points better than Oklahoma. And we're saying that Oklahoma is worthy of being in the top 25. Kiss my behind.
It's the SEC. It's the way it works.
Whatever, dude.
But it's it's media, it's coaches, it's all of that.
There's so many good lines in here. September 20th, Florida goes to Miami. What's the line?
Florida goes to Miami. I'm going to say Florida is a 3.5-point favorite.
No, Florida's 3.5-point dog.
Actually, that makes more sense based on the rankings. My line, I would have, I'd have them favored.
Yeah, they're plus money. Might as well jump on it now.
Yeah, I mean, that's too early for me to bet. If I was going to do any sort of futures betting, I would try to do conference champions at this point instead of trying to go game by game.
So it's like later down the road, I was looking at this because this is one of the hot topics right in the country right now is everybody saying that Oregon's a 3-loss team. Oregon, Washington, November 29th in Seattle. What's the line?
Okay, hold on. Oregon, Washington in Seattle.
In
What's the
Seattle.
line? Oregon's probably a 6.5-point favorite.
10.5.
10.5.
10.5.
That's respectable.
Washington is not going to be a good football team. Jed Fish, not good. He's like a fish out of water. Probably gets fired next year.
Well, I mean, we can talk about these lines all we want, but as soon as you get close to that game, there's the injuries and whatnot.
Yeah.
My recommendation would to not be putting too many of those types of futures out there. Conference champions, I think, are okay to go and try to pursue, especially if there's some values that you like. Like for me, if I'm looking at Utah, I'm assuming that they're probably plus 1,200 right now to win the Big 12, like about 12-1 odds. That's a line that I would entertain just because I like their schedule, I like their roster, and if they're my pick, you might as well ride with them now and go from there.
They're plus 650 to win the Big 12.
Oh man, that's a little. I don't know if that juice is worth the squeeze. What's the favorites in that?
Texas Tech and Arizona State plus 550.
So they're pretty much saying it's a three-legged race. But what's Kansas at?
Kansas, ooh,
6.
they are
6 or 7.
No, they're plus 1,100.
So that if you're in the camp of I really like Jalen Daniels, I really like how Kansas looked yesterday, they might have some more fire with the new stadium and whatnot, then that's probably the one you should go after because that juice is worth the squeeze. Because if you bet $5 on that, you're winning about 60. If you put $100 on it, you're winning a pretty decent chunk of change.
Yeah, LSU currently plus 600 to win the SEC.
So kind of look at some of those long odds, especially a conference like the Big 12 that we've talked about being a little bit more open. The SEC might eat each other alive because they tend to do that sort of thing. But for the moment being, we are going to take a slight break. We talked about our college football playoffs. We had our interview with Ian Friday, and now we are going to conclude our season 2, episode 2 podcast, and we will be back in the middle of the week to talk about our week 1 predictions, and then we'll talk about what the loser is going to have to do that week.
Go Cougs, go Cougs.
Anchor down.
Go
Vandy.
Pitt. Go Panthers.
He doesn't even have anything Pitt related on right now. Don't listen to this
Go
guy.
Bows, baby. Go Bows.
All right. Later, guys.
See ya.